Hello and welcome to Donington Park for the final rounds of the BRSCC Fiesta Championship. Championship is really going down to the wire again, but on pole position for today's race is Lee Denby-Sadler. Lee, fantastic qualifying out there.
Yeah, went really well. Pleased with my lap. Very tight, obviously, with Simon, only a few hundredths behind, but very pleased that I've got the pace there. Hoping for a good start and a clean race.
Fantastic. Well, we look forward to seeing you out there on track. It's now over to Richard John Neal to take you through the rest of the grid.
Lloyd, thanks very much. Here is the grid for our first of three races this weekend. Overall pole, Class C pole to Lee Denby-Sadler with Simon Horrobin alongside, Jamie Going and Josh Watkins on row 2, followed by Josh Gollin and David Nye. The returning Dan Rose lines up on the outside of row 8. He is Class D pole position. Class A, headed by Colin Newbold in qualifying, he lines up on row 14. And Class B, pole position there going to car number 84, Sean Banks. So, ready for the start of round 20 of the BRSCC Fiesta Championship. Massive grid, 31 cars comprising 4 different classes. The lights are on now. Out go the lights and we're racing the anti-penultimate race of the year here at Donington Park. And it's a great start by pole position man Lee Denby-Sadler. Simon Horrobin in orange looks down the inside. Jamie Going is third in white. The red car, number 6, is Josh Watkins. Then it's David Nye round the outside line of Josh Gollin in white. Nathan Edwards next up from Nick Sanderson in blue. They've all negotiated Redgate. Now, I said at Croft about how many cars would make it around turn 1, and they've all done it. When you've got a big field of very closely matched cars, that is superb driving standards. But it's Simon Horrobin, the Specialised Motorsport team boss, in lead position. The Jam Sport boss, Jamie Going, in second place at the moment, up into Schwantz for the first time. The whole field making it through. Josh Watkins in third place. We saw a bouncy moment for Lee Denby-Sadler. He's down in fourth at the moment, ahead of Josh Gollin. A wide moment there for Richard Ashmole. On the inside line goes Nat Gollin, and going through in red and white as well, the number 18 car is Danny Harrison, the Essex youngster who's had plenty of wins this year, but burst onto the senior scene at Brands Hatch with pole position and winning the opening round of the year. That was back in April. Incredibly quick season this year's been. A change in format for the BRSCC this year, which we'll talk about as the race continues. But look at this splendid entry that we've got, and coming through in the light blue car with the orange flashes is the man who started on pole position in Class A. That's Colin Newbold, and Lee Denby-Sadler getting stuck in side by side with Josh Gollin. Gollin on the outside line, David Nye ahead. We've got on board here with John Cooper, one of the leading Class D drivers. Class D, of course, for the newer shape Fiesta Zetec S. Down through the Craner curves and into the old hairpin, one of the most exciting pieces of racing tarmac you'll get anywhere in the world. And the drivers absolutely love it here. But in the mirrors, you can probably see Dan Rose looking to try and relieve the 88 car of the class lead. Dan Rose, if you think you know that name, then you'd be right. He was the 2007, the inaugural champion in Class C, and it's great to welcome him back to the Fiesta fold, to alliterate, or Fiesta family, we probably should say, as well, as Simon Horrobin continues to lead from Jamie Going, with Josh Watkins in third, Josh Gollin fourth place from Lee Denby-Sadler. David Nye is next up from the 21 car of Nathan Edwards, so Nathan up in touch with the lead group. And then I think we've got Lewis Kent, erstwhile championship leader earlier on in the season, but Jamie Going looking a little bit hungry here, wants to add to the win that he had earlier on in the season, makes the move, and Jamie Going down on the inside line, he's through into the lead position. Simon Horrobin though is going to go for the cutback, bang, into the side. Oh, sorry, he says, handle off, sorry again, 2 apologies from Simon Horrobin as they go through Hollywood and down into the crate. 3 apologies, my goodness me. He really didn't mean that. That there is, you know, that you generally never see a driver making a move and making contact deliberately, and Simon Horrobin very clearly there, 3 apologies from his onboard, and I'm sure he'll go and try and shake hands with Jamie Going, and try might be the operative word, but I'm sure Jamie will take that from him. Lewis Kent rides the curves, look how that unsettles the car, that's going in the tyres. No, it isn't. Well held, Lewis Kent. I thought that was going to be a nasty one, but what that does show you is when a car catches the wrong point of the curb, the raised curbs particularly, it really unsettles the car, and Lewis Kent has lost a lot of ground there on Josh Watkins, who was front running in this one. We look back and pick up on the Class D cars and the 00, Stuart Robbins in the mix as well, but we've got an interloper here, the 15 car, Cameron Pugh, interloper in the Class Cs, getting up amongst the Class D battle. So John Cooper needs to get past the Class C machine to have a go at Dan Rose. I've got to say, Daniel Rose really back into the Fiestas and really back into the swing of it exceptionally well in this meeting, and it is the only meeting he's done this year, but not race rusty at all. Pole position, leading class. Now here comes Cooper, the man from Ossett, looks down the inside line, can't quite deal with this faster car. When you get faster cars with maybe slightly less experienced drivers in, this is where you get the inter-class battles. And coming up as well is Stuart Robbins, who's having a look, the Shaftesbury driver. So a good scrap on for second and third. Looking immediately ahead at the 15 car, and Pugh's been passed, maybe a little nudge here. Cameron in his, I think his first Class C race. That was a good move down on the inside line, so it's Daniel Rose still leading Class D, won't pick up the championship. Championship points, of course, complicated by drop scores. There are 22 races this year, and it's the drivers' best 19 scores, so they can drop 3 scores. And many of the drivers have had, DNFs or no-shows, which they could drop. It does make the overall championship quite difficult to call within classes. But as we look at Stuart Robbins, I can tell you he's running second in the championship for Class D. The green car, which is just going out of shot of Jamie White. Colours very abundant on the grid. Jamie White leading the championship. He's got a pretty good margin over Stuart Robbins at the moment, Jamie White. And Jamie also the top overall driver of all of the classes, and if he maintains that, he'll win the test drive in the British Touring Car Championship as well. And that's the target. Mega prize. I think there's only one other championship I can think of in the UK that offers a touring car drive at this level as a prize, the other one being the Legends Cars Championship. But that's, I think, sort of on merit points as much as anything else. But 2 great prizes, whether you're racing Legends or Fiestas. Super prize at the end of it to get the opportunity to have a test drive in the British Touring Car Championship machine. So this the view along Exhibition Straight, and the 00 car coming under pressure. Robbins under pressure. We look back just a little bit further. Jack Ewell in 93, race winner this year, as is Class D championship leader and overall championship leader Jamie White, the former mini racer in the green machine, running well and trying to get up onto the podium here, Jamie White. Whether he's going to be able to do it remains to be seen. Jack Ewell, who's been had a good season so far this year. Richard Dawson up amongst those as well. Richard in the Class C car, and you can see the leading Class Ds do get stuck into the rear gunners, as it were, in the Class Cs. And absolutely no disgrace about that for the Class Cs, because that's exactly how the championship is designed. By and large, when we're on, I guess, slightly smaller tracks, we'll see the Class A, B and D cars running together and the Class Cs having their own races, but this circuit big enough to cater for all the drivers. This the battle though for Class D. Dan Rose out front, coming under pressure from Stuart Robbins in second place. Beg your pardon, John Cooper in second place, not Stuart Robbins. It's the 88 car. Cooper, a driver who's picked up multiple wins over the course of the year, along past the exhibition centre, and he's going to make a move. He's coming out now, he's on the brakes, he's late on the brakes and goes through, but Dan Rose doesn't want to cede it. There's a little bit of contact between the two. Down behind them, we've got the double of there, Stuart Robbins in the 00 across the dirt, gets a bit of momentum, gets into the number 8 car of Richard Dawson. Oh, Dawson's around, and the back end, the back quarter catches the barrier, I think, or the pit wall. That's the pit wall, and he's going to be stuck there. Not the ending that Richard Dawson wanted for sure to this race. He's going the wrong way up the track. Whether he's going to try, the car snaking, as you can see from that shot. Meanwhile, we go back to the lead. It's a quartet for the lead, with Josh Gollin having come through. Jamie Going still battling it out with Simon Horobin. David Nye in the red, white and blue car, nosing his way into the mix as well. The DW9 machine going wide. Horobin's on the inside line here, up into second place. Josh Gollin looking for win number 2, still in front. Horobin looking cool. I love the onboard shots because you get the pose of the driver. You just get to feel how relaxed or on edge a driver is, and Simon Horobin looks very relaxed in that 14 car. Horobin second, Jamie Going in third, and Jamie there. Oh, did he give him a little tap? He's getting close. That was almost bump drafting going on between the pair of those. This is one of the best sights in British racing, the run down through the Craner curves into the old hairpin. Danny Harrison has a little wide moment. Danny's a lot further back than we would expect to see him. We know that on his day he's one of the front running drivers in this formula. Jamie Going still in second place, that battle scarred car, with Simon Horobin chasing hard still. David Nye, I think, has dropped away a little bit now, so it's not a quartet for the race lead. Nye still is in fourth place, and in behind Nathan Edwards in the 21 car, and I think Lee Dendy Sadler in the mix as well. He's Lee Dendy Sadler, the pole position man. So things have changed around from the start. But it's Josh Gollin up front from Jamie Going. There is David Nye. Oh, bouncing over the curves goes the 21. Nathan Edwards off the track, thankfully out of the barrier, and hopefully will restart. Welcome back to Donington Park. Now, is that an aerodynamic aid on David Nye's car? It doesn't seem to be helping him too much. It does give us a great view of the safety devices, or the roll cage, because I don't suppose we should use a brand name really. The roll cage in the car of David Nye. We don't often get to do a technical check or look at how the cars are constructed and what safety features are there. But David Nye giving us a good view of that. Nye still the championship leader, 150 or so points clear. Simon Horobin getting stuck into some of the Class A and B runners. Manages to make the move very safely there around the outside line. Horobin running in third place at the minute. And here come the race leaders. So Horobin in the all-orange car, the fourth car in shot, the main part of the shot. Josh Gollin the leader, white with the blue stripes on the bonnet. The all-white car with the green wheels of Jamie Going, really piling the pressure on Josh Gollin here. And Jamie, both of these guys have won one race each in their careers, Fiesta-wise. Down the straight towards us went Sean Andrews. Nice to see Sean again in the red number 17 car. Mark Court in Class A is in behind as well. Mark Court actually leading Class A at the moment. You saw a flash of the richer yellow machine going through, but this is Josh Gollin. So Gollin running well down the hill in towards the old hairpin. Got to be careful of track limits there apparently. Along Starkeys past the old bridge, and then up into Schwant's Corner, the left-hander. It continues round, and then eventually we get into McLean's, which is the right-hander, which he's about to turn into now. Good onboard footage here from Josh Gollin, looking to emulate the win that he had in Croft Circuit back in September. Jamie Going with the fastest lap of the race, back on lap 13, and Going is reeling him in. He's certainly not giving up without a fight, but it's Josh Gollin still there as they come along the straight again, closing up on that 17 car of Sean Andrews, the next target for them to pop a lap on. Bradley Kent is up ahead of them. Bradley running 16th in Class C, but Andrews I think is going to be caught as they cross the line once again and go on to the final 2 miles here around Donington Park. Is Jamie Going to be able to take the battle down to the race leader? Mark Falconbridge in red goes out of shot. He's running 15th in Class C, 21st overall, but it's Josh Gollin who's out front. We have a couple of retirements in this race. Sean Banks, the Class B leader, is out of the race, and that's going to mean that the 42-point gap he had over Derek Robinson will be cut, and it means the Class B Championship could well go down to the last 2 races of the weekend. So Bradley Kent pulls over. Good driving from Bradley, sees the 2 leaders coming through, allows them to continue their battle, and Golin, as you can see, has been caught by Going. So alliterative again. We had the Fiesta family, and we've got Golin and Going 1 and 2 here. Simon Horrobin still in 3rd. And it's going to be between these 2. Jamie Going looking to try and get a decent run out of Coppice Corner along Exhibition Straight. It's all going to be about the run, I think, into the chicane. Let's see whether Going can do it. Horrobin in orange is right at the back of the shot, with Bradley Kent in between him and the 2 leaders, but it's going to be Josh Golin, I think, who's got that lead. There isn't a challenge from Going, who's in 2nd, but he is close, but not close enough, and Josh Golin will take his 2nd BRSCC Fiesta Championship race win. Jamie Going a fine 2nd place. Simon Horrobin will take 3rd from Lee Dendy Sadler and Lewis Kent, then Josh Watkins. Here comes Lee Dendy Sadler up across the line now. Lee finishing in 4th, Lewis Kent takes 5th place, and then Josh Watkins and David Nye. Ryan Falconbridge in 8th from Richard Ashmole. Nat Golin taking 10th place from Nathan Edwards. Dan Rose, it was, who won Class D. He was in 11th place from Elliot Wilson. Then Danny Harrison, Jamie Going's fastest lap confirmed for you there. Nick Sanderson 15th from John Cooper, Jamie White, Tom Hutchins and Adam Lynch. Jack Ewell in 20th position, Mark Falconbridge and Bradley Kent next from Sean Andrews. Mark Court, Class A winner, Colin Newbold and Derek Robinson winning Class B.
Josh, fantastic race victory there with the Fiestas, really leaving it into the last couple of laps.
Yeah, I got a fantastic start, got up to 3rd quite early on, and was sat behind Jamie and Simon, and tried to get past Jamie quite early on, but he wasn't having any of it. So I thought, you know what, we'll work together. Then we'll catch Simon up together. Yeah, and then just managed to get Simon on the exit of the last corner, and whilst I was trying to hold Simon off, I braked extremely late and then saw the gap up the inside into the first corner and put my car there. And it was just a case of working my way through all the Class A and B battles. I don't think I breathed for the last 3 laps at all. I was, just working my way through there. But no, the car was absolutely phenomenal. I've got to say, big thanks to the Grip Pro boys, my dad, Ross, my mechanic. Thanks, guys.
Brilliant. We look forward to speaking to you later on.
Thanks very much.
Jamie, a tough race. Congratulations on your 2nd place, but I guess you were hoping for something more.
Yeah, I think I had the pace for first. I was leading at one point, and then it all changed round, and then I was 3rd. Then I fought back through, managed to get back to 1st again, but with not having a mirror on the right-hand side into turn 1, I didn't see Josh shoot at the inside, just didn't anticipate it. So rather than on last minute, I turned out of the way so that we didn't get any contact. I think I had the pace over him to be able to be quicker than him. I knew where his weak points were. I thought I had one more lap to go to be able to make the last minute move, but unfortunately I counted the laps wrong, and that was that really. So,
well, congratulations on your podium place, and hopefully we'll speak to you more after the next race.
Thank you.
Simon, as always, pleasure to see you on the podium, and what a tough race that was.
Yeah, it was tough. I mean, we got off the start really well. Just managed to get up the lead on the first corner there. Pulled away a little bit of a lead, but car just didn't hold on. And then because the tow here is massive, you know. And as soon as Jamie got behind me, I knew he had a tow, you know. And it was all fair. A little bit of rubbing, but fair.
Great, and looking forward to the next race.
Yeah, we'll change the car a little bit, and then we'll see what we can do.
Fantastic. Cheers, Simon.
Thank you.
Join us as the cars are lining up to go out onto the track for race 2 in the BRSCC Fiesta Championship. Josh Golin takes pole position, but David Nye, who's strong in the championship, starts on the 4th row of the grid. It's going to be an exciting race out there. It's over to Richard John Neal to take you through the rest of the grid.
Thanks very much, Lloyd. Josh Golin on pole, Jamie Going alongside row 2, Simon Horrobin and Lee Dendy Sadler. The 3rd row, Lewis Kent with Josh Watkins, followed by David Nye and Ryan Falconbridge. Class D pole position goes, of course, to the man who won the class on his debut in it. That's Dan Rose. He lines up on row 10 of the grid. Class A pole with Mark Court, and Class B, Derek Robinson. Derek looking to try and get into the championship lead here. It's going to be a close run thing between himself and Sean Banks, who non-finished in race number 1. So ready for 20 minutes of BRSCC Fiesta Championship action. Starting countdown well underway. We're looking at car number 24, Elliot Wilson, in his second meeting with us in the senior category. Away we go, the lights go out. It's a super start from pole position by Josh Gollin in 77. Jamie going around the outside line. Then we've got Lee Dendy Sadler challenging for third place. Simon Horrobin, in fact, getting it in orange. Then we've got Josh Watkins. Lewis Kent in 38 in the mix as well. David Nye is following them. Nat Gollin in 25, another race winner this year. Lost count of how many race winners we've had this season. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, it's been one of the most competitive years we've had of BRSCC Fiesta racing. And side by side, Jamie going around the outside at the old hairpin. Look at that opposite lock there, but Jamie going held onto it well and is in second place. Lewis Kent struggling. I nearly said Warren Kent there. Warren's his dad, who I used to commentate on many years ago, and still have Warren at the forefront of my mind when I'm seeing Bradley and Lewis Kent racing. Good old chap is Warren. I think still races in BRSCC Sports 2000 Championship as well from time to time. Looking up the inside line there is Josh Watkins, who started on the third row of the grid. Simon Horrobin immediately in front of him, but as they come down exhibition straight for the first time, the race leader is Josh Gollin. Is he going to be able to make it a double? First win, remember, last time at Croft. And once you've had one win, you then want to get into doubles. 3 wide, into the chicane, absolutely mega stuff here. Huge entry, look how many cars there are in this race. We go back and pick up on the Class Ds. The 00, Stuart Robbins leading this group of cars. Tom Hutchins in the mix as well. The green car of Jamie White, the first of the 2 green cars, is Jamie White. But back with the leaders in Class C, Jamie going after that wide moment at the old hairpin. He's got it all sorted out. He's the second of the white cars, just out of shot. Lewis Kent third, Simon Horrobin fourth, then Lee Dendy Sadler. Lee will be brewing. Remember, Lee had pole before earlier on in the season and then came through for a win, I think, in race 3. Maybe history will repeat itself. Side by side for third place. Horrobin down the inside, passes Kent. And Lee Dendy Sadler sees the opportunity as well. That was very well read indeed by Lee Dendy Sadler. He's got the inside line, moves up into 4th place. Let's see whether Kent can repay the compliment, the graduate from the Fiesta Junior Championship. Be interesting to see how many drivers make the move up from the juniors at the end of the season into the Fiesta seniors. It really is a great opportunity. Dendy Sadler gets a good run into the chicane, holds on. There's David Nye from Josh Watkins, then Nat Gollin in 25. Nathan Edwards trying to come through as well, starting 11th place on the grid in this one. So Nathan again showing, as ever, a good turn of speed, another junior championship graduate. But it's Gollin and going. This is again why we have this race format with the result of race 1 setting the grid for race 2, because you can be having a mega race between 2 drivers, and then if you went to the second fastest qualifying time, that negates the race result effectively in race 1. That's why the BRSCC have the format they do, so that we can see a continuation of the form we saw in race number 1. Jamie going chasing Josh Gollin, absolutely superb race format that we have, and this is the second of our 3 races, and as ever 20 minutes of track time. Jamie going, putting the pressure on. Gollin will look at his mirrors, he's going defensive, looks up on the outside line there and hopes to maybe get a cut back with a bit more momentum, which he seems to be getting now as they come out of Coppice and onto exhibition straight. Is he going to be able to get down on the inside line? Are they side by side? It's going to be difficult to tell until they come into the chicane, but it looks like Jamie going, he's mounting an attack here for the race lead, side by side coming into the chicane. Jamie going through, Josh Gollin demoted to second place. It's going leading, Josh Gollin second, and third place Simon Horrobin. Good move by Jamie going to get into lead position. Simon Horrobin now putting the pressure on Josh Gollin. So any thoughts that Gollin might have had about taking 2 wins here this weekend, really probably going out the window, because, well, having said that though, we've got to scrap on for third place, because Lee Dendy Sadler now getting in the mix. Dendy Sadler, by putting pressure on Horrobin, might slow Horrobin up and possibly allow Josh Gollin to get back into having a look at Jamie going. whichever way you look at it, we've got a flash of lights on there from Lee Dendy Sadler. Wants the third place car to get a move on. Ryan Falconbridge is in 5th place. We've seen Ryan pick up a couple of 4th, so good to see him back up at the sharp end. I think both 4th places coming at Silverstone earlier on in the season. Really, any one of the top 7 could be race winners here. With Josh Gollin out, I was going to say out front, Jamie Going out front, Josh Gollin 2nd, Simon Horrobin in 3rd place. Great dicing going on all the way down the order. Here is Dana Freeman in the 26 car. As I say, really good to see Dana back in the championship and doing her best to put in some decent results, as Jamie Going still holds on to the race lead from Josh Gollin. Simon Horrobin 3rd. These 4, now whilst we're not seeing place swapping aplenty, it means that they're very evenly matched. We've seen the odd move, and a move in the offing maybe here from Gollin, who gets close to Going but can't do anything. Soon as he gets close, Horrobin is right on his tailpipe. Let's have a look and see what Horrobin can do from 3rd place. Top 4 breaking away a tad at the moment from Ryan Falconbridge. David Nye is back in 6th place. Lewis Kent wrapping up the top 7, and Horrobin has a look, comes offline, surely too far back. Yes, he is, and it's Jamie Going still in the race lead here, but significantly Jamie Going not getting away from the pack that are chasing him down. And in fact, if anything, Gollin looks like he's starting to put the pressure on for a move. He's having a look now, breaks ranks, goes wide. This might afford him some momentum on the exit of Redgate and on the way down through Hollywood. He's certainly still taking that wider line. Horrobin doesn't look as if he can make the move at the moment, and Gollin is making the move around the outside. Superb stuff down the crater curves. Gollin round the outside has got the lead. Can he hang on to it? Yes, he can, as they go down into the old hairpin. That has got to be move of the day that we've seen so far. Josh Gollin reclaims the lead. Jamie Going got into the lead at the chicane earlier on, but now it's Gollin that goes back into lead position. Now for my money, and a little bit of a clatter there between Horrobin and Going once again, and this brings Dendy Sadler into the mix, and it's a 3-way fight now for 2nd place rather than a 7-way train for the lead. Going still 2nd, Horrobin 3rd, but for how long? Dendy Sadler looks poised, and starting to pull away now is Josh Gollin. He's breaking clear. Gollin really has done everything here, because he led away at the start. Okay, he didn't succumb to pressure, that's the wrong phrase, but he was passed by Jamie Going. And contact between Nye and Dendy Sadler. I thought that was going to end up in the tyre wall, but they both managed to keep on going. This is the battle for the lead. It ain't a battle actually, is it? It's the 2 leaders in Class D. Jack Ewell looking for a 4th class win of the year. The Daniels Motorsport man heading his teammate John Cooper in 2nd position. Ewell running superbly. The man from Stroud, and he's got a good lead here, 3 or 4 lengths clear at the moment, which is pretty impressive at the minute. Just trying to work out where they are, around about 15th, 16th position overall. So Jack Ewell leading that class. Having said that, Cooper in the Simply car sales machine starting to close up again, so he's making, this is not finished, and a bit like we saw in the Class C's at the sharp end of things. 1 minute you can see someone with 2 or 3 legs clear, next minute that can negate. Cooper's definitely putting the pressure on Jack Ewell there at the moment. So a good fine battle between these 2, and nothing really in the mix to spoil it at the minute. So one feels like this is going to be a straight race between the pair of them right the way towards the checkered flag of this penultimate race of the year. Up ahead of them, number 8 car, that's Richard Dawson, the man from Kidderminster. So he's running well. I don't think these 2 guys are going to get troubled too much by that Class C car. Down the hill here comes Nick Sanderson up ahead of Josh Watkins. So these 2 have been engaged in a pretty good battle. Sanderson, who started in 14th position on the grid. Well, we rejoin the Class Ds, and as you can see, coming towards us, it's John Cooper now in the class lead. Jack Ewell is in 2nd place. Dana Freeman in behind. 3rd position in Class is with Dan Rose. So Dan Rose goes through, and then championship leader Jamie White in our second of 3 races. So Dan Rose here on for a class podium. And Dan Rose, I mentioned that he was the inaugural Class C winner. Prior to that, had 2 Class B titles back in 2005 and 2006. Dana Freeman stalled. Look at the speed those cars go through, and in avoidance a couple of cars off on the grass, but they ultimately keep it all pointing in the right direction. But the speed in relation to a static car, absolutely frightening. Dana Freeman, though, I think held a nerve and hopefully has managed to get started again. Yes, she has, we can confirm that. Jamie White still the class leader, an outright championship leader as well. And the point I was making before all of that drama was that Dan Rose is a triple champion. David Nye, if he can hang on to the lead, will be a triple champion as well in 3 different classes. Dan Rose having done it in 2 over the long history of the BRSCC Fiesta Championship. Pressure here though for Jamie White from Sean Andrews in 17. Looks like White's got the measure at the moment. In fact, more to the point, Tom Hutchins putting the 17 car under pressure. So Thomas Hutchins, the Kent driver, goes through on the inside line of the exit of the chicane and comes down to the outside line into Redgate. So Rose running 3rd, White 4th. This therefore the scrap for 5th position. And on the inside line, Hutchins goes through. So Hutchins enjoying his race with Sean Andrews. They're still side by side, and Andrews trying to get back in front. But Hutchins will have the inside line for the old hairpin here. The 17 car tucking in, and maybe that's about momentum up into Schwann's. Well, look at this race. We've got Danny Harrison chasing Nat Gollin and flying through. Flying Ryan Falconbridge going through with the 21 car Nathan Edwards in the mix as well. A good battle between those guys. And off the track, that's Sean Banks. Sean Banks is out of the race. That's going to mean the championship lead, if he finishes, will go to Derek Robinson, the man who led the Class B standings coming into the round. The championship was always between, it was a 42-point gap between Banks and Robinson. That is going to be overturned. It was a Banks non-finishing race 1. We won't go on too much more about it. I'm sure Sean's going to be absolutely mortified about that. We're with Lewis Kent now and David Nye scrapping for 5th place overall. It's Gollin still out front. Mark Court just going out of shot, leading Class A. Derek Robinson's going to be the lone finisher in Class B if he gets to the finish. Nye down the inside line, goes through, makes the pass up into 5th place. It's Gollin going, Horrobin, Dendy Sadler, then David Nye that we're looking at now. As on to the last lap goes the race leader Josh Gollin, and well, you might be thinking, have I seen this before? It's pretty much as they were in race number 1. Gollin and Going, 1st and 2nd. Maybe Jamie Going not quite as close as he was before. Has got the fastest lap of the race again, around about half distance, lap 8, 1:22.819. But Gollin looks like moving on from Croft, where he took his first Fiesta win. Remember, his brother got a Fiesta win before him. He's now built on that, and it looks like he's going to make it a first double. We could start to speculate about trebles as well, but maybe that's a little bit too early to do that, and nobody's done that in Class C because we've had such a competitive year. This is the first year where we've run the 3-race format. But here's the view coming down Exhibition Straight in towards the chicane for the last time, and Josh Gollin is going to add crucial championship points. It's going to put him well up in the championship standings at the end of the day. He'll have a double tonight in the bar, but first of all, mine's a double here on the racetrack. There's the checkered flag. Gollin takes it. Jamie Going 2nd. Simon Horrobin will take 3rd place. There he is. Lee Dendy Sadler next up from David Nye. Lewis Kent. Ryan Falconbridge takes 7th from Danny Harrison. Top 10 completed by Nat Gollin and Josh Watkins. The class winners, John Cooper winning Class D. That was 14th place overall. Class A won by Mark Court, and Class B won by Derek Robinson. Derek finishing in 29th position, and confirmation for you of Jamie Going's fastest lap.
Josh, that was a tough race. Certainly the first couple of laps were pretty full on.
Yeah, it was very feisty out there. It was a nice clean race though, which is really good. It was very, very close, very clean racing. So yeah, well done to the guys. Just provided a really good race, and we've all come out of it with a nice clean car. So happy days.
I'd just say tough battles, but no actual contact. Second win from the weekend, third race later on. Can you do the hat-trick?
Well, I'll certainly be trying my best. I guess only time will tell. But no, I'm feeling confident, really loads of confidence. Got a win at Croft last time out and 2 wins this weekend. So, yeah, confidence level's sky high, and I'll be doing everything to make sure I get that win.
Brilliant, well, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you later on.
Thanks very much.
Congratulations on your class win. It was a tough race out there.
Yeah, it was quite warm, quite physical. Good race. Enjoyed it.
Looking forward to the last race?
Yeah, this season finale. Could decide title, could decide championship. It's all to play for.
Brilliant, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yet another Class B victory. It's been, it's starting to become familiar, this, isn't it?
It is, and it was hard fought. It's hard fought, and it's the championship's down to the last race.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what happens in the last race. Can you keep the momentum going?
I'll try. I'll do my best. Yeah, I'll do my best, like they say. Yeah, but yeah, no, it was hard fought. It was hard fought, and unfortunately, Sean come off. I hope he's all right, and hope his car's all right for the next race. But it would have been door handing to the finish. It was good, really good race.
We look forward to seeing you out there. Congratulations.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Well, for the final time this season, the cars are lining up to go out onto the grid for the BRSCC Fiesta Championship. Josh Gollin on pole position, but all eyes will be on David Nye back there, starting on the third row of the grid as he aims to take the championship. For the final time this year, it's over to Richard to take you through the grid.
Thanks, Lloyd. Josh Gollin on pole position, Jamie Going alongside, then Simon Horrobin and Lee Dendy Sadler, David Nye and Lewis Kent row 3. Followed by Ryan Falconbridge and Danny Harrison, Nat Gollin and Josh Watkins completing the top 10 on the grid. Row 10 sees John Cooper taking pole position for Class D. 31st on the grid is Mark Court, the Class A poleman after his win in race 2. And Derek Robinson, the new leader in Class B, lining up 34th space on the grid, row 17. And he's looking to do battle with Sean Banks, who is on the grid with a repaired car, so those two going head-to-head for the Class B Championship title. And our final race of the weekend about to get underway here at Donington Park. The lights are on and off for the final time of the 2017 season. Josh Gollin from pole, Jamie Going in white round the outside, Simon Horrobin in orange, Lee Dendy Sadler in silver, pops down the inside line, David Nye is 5th. Then we've got Danny Harrison, but Lewis Kent going around the outside of Harrison and around the outside of David Nye as well. And into Redgate, so it's a super start by all concerned. Hardly anybody going wide at all around Redgate, which is particularly unusual to see, but it's Gollin out front now. Oh, and a sideways moment there from Dendy Sadler. Is he going to be across the traffic? No, he's across the track. High impact, bang, into the tyres and over. He goes, let's hope that Lee Dendy Sadler is okay. That was a fair old impact there. That puts him out for the race. Surely it's going to be a restart. And a red flag preceding that, of course. Ryan Falconbridge in the gravel as well. The race officials here at the BRSCC, as ever, making an efficient, quick, no messing about decision to put the red flags out. The cars are back onto the grid, and it's a restart. And I can tell you that Lee Dendy Sadler is okay. That's the good news, that Lee is okay. The car obviously wasn't, but he won't take to the restart. So any chances of him having pole and race 3 win as he did earlier in the season out of the question as the lights come on again for the final time. I promise you this should be, or we hope it will be, the final time. Josh Gollin again gets a good start from pole. Jamie Going on the outside line. The orange car of Simon Horrobin. David Nye is in 4th place. Jamie Going again attacking the outside line. These two have been going at it hammer and tongs all the way through the meeting so far, and again it looks like a decent start by everybody into Redgate with Gollin up front. Is he going to make it a treble? I wonder if he thought this was going to be on at the start of the meeting. Nobody's done it in the new format this year. Gollin, Going, Horrobin along Starkey's, up in towards Schwantz they go with David Nye in 4th place. Going getting very close indeed. Nye next up from Lewis Kent. any one of these drivers capable of taking the win, but he's got 2 wins. I reckon he's got a bit of momentum here. He's not fluffing his starts. He's had a fair bit of pressure in the races thus far. We saw him pass for the lead, but he had the confidence to grab the lead back. So we're seeing him as a good pole starter. We're seeing him as a good attacker, a good defender, and a good overtaker. And he's the complete package. He's really looked superb this weekend as Horobin gets stuck in, tries to challenge down on Jamie Going. Through come the field. It's John Cooper leading Class D at the moment. Second in Class D is Dan Rose. Third place is Jamie White, heading for that touring car drive. And there's the second green car, number 60, Adam Lynch, in the mix as well. Lewis Kent is past Pite. Oh, Jamie Going went wide there, and through goes Nat Gollin, and also Nathan Edwards through. So Going's off in the gravel, loses a lot of time, and David Nye on the inside line here as we ride on board with Lewis Kent. So it's Gollin up front.
The battle for second place, please. Battle for second place.
The 2 Gollins up front, in actual fact. It's Josh Gollin from Nat Gollin in second place. Third position is Nathan Edwards. This is going to be, of course, a truncated race, or slightly shorter one after that first aborted start with Lee Dendy Sadler sadly coming to grief in the tyre wall. Side by side, David Nye and Lewis Kent down the inside line. Josh Watkins coming up to play as well. They're 3 wide there. Will they sort themselves out? 3 into the chicane won't go. I think Nye's got the momentum and will maybe grab that position going. Yes, he does. He's got his nose in front. The others sort themselves out. Nick Sanderson in blue coming up in the mix as well. And Simon Horobin down behind Watkins in red. Sanderson in blue. Super Fiesta Racing, as ever, served up by the British Racing and Sports Car Club, the BRSCC. You can Google the BRSCC if you want to find out more about becoming involved, either as a marshal or indeed as a racer. Gollin 1 and 2 as Nathan Edwards looks around the outside line of Nat Gollin. He's trying hard here. David Nye is next up, then Lewis Kent. Simon Horobin falling into the clutches, I think, of Josh Watkins. Down through the Craner curves we go again. So Gollin 2 under a bit of pressure here from Nathan. Nice to see Nathan Edwards up at the sharp end. You know, we've marked him out before as a future champion. We've got so many potential future champions in this series, and evenly matched cars, terrific racing. We've seen another ex-Fiesta driver, Mike Bushell, wrap up the Clio Championship for the second time. Mike never won a race in Fiestas. That stat always amazes me as Nye goes through on the inside line. David Nye, another driver we've seen up in touring cars, as well as racing in the Seats on the touring car package. We've seen him as a touring car racer as well. Major talented driver is going to wrap up Class C here, and I reckon all of the, as we alluded to earlier on, all of the class winning drivers here look like they're going to be Daniels Motorsport drivers, which is going to be absolutely incredible if that does come off. On board with Lewis Kent. Kent busy chasing Josh Watkins coming down the Wheatcroft straight. Good gaggle of cars out front at the moment. Nat Gollin in white under pressure. David Nye hugging the inside line. He's going to try and pass the 21 car on the inside line. Nye read that very well, and so too did Kent coming through on the inside, but you can't fault there the 21 machine. Nathan Edwards was trying to hold on the outside and make that move complete. Down the hill, into the old hairpin they go once again. Wide line there from Nat Gollin. That will kill some speed, but he gets back on track, and Kent has to go momentarily, half the car on the grass, but through on the inside line up into Schwantz. Is he going to hang on to position here? Let's see whether he does. The answer is no, because Nye and Nat Gollin go back through. Edwards coming through as well. Then we've got the orange car of Simon Horobin. What a multi-car dice we've got on going for second place here. David Nye with it at the moment. But it's Josh Gollin pulling away, massive lead, a very un-Fiesta-like lead for Josh Gollin out front from David Nye. Nat Gollin looking to get up into P2, a brace of them dicing it out for fourth place at the moment. Nathan Edwards there at the minute as they come out of the chicane and onto the main straight once again. They tick off another lap. Gollin going out of shot in the lead, Nye in second, Nat Gollin third, Nathan Edwards fourth. We've got Nick Sanderson up ahead of Josh Watkins in the mix as well. Nat Gollin on the outside line here. He's trying his hardest, but the 21 machine's still there. Horrobin on the inside line of Lewis Kent now. Lots of place trading going on in this group. You know, when we had that lead quartet earlier on in one of the earlier races, it looked static because they were so evenly matched. They're still evenly matched, but this time they are all swapping places. First year of this 3-race format for the BRSCC Fiesta Championship, and this is actually my first dry race meeting. Oh, and off there we've got a car going off. I'm sure I saw somebody going off. We're looking at Josh Watkins. Josh up ahead of Richard Ashmole in the number 5. Not sure who that was, but we've still got Nick Sanderson ahead of this group. Now I'm looking at the group coming down the straight. What has happened to David Nye? Because the battle for second position, we've got the 25 car, Nat Gollin in front. And some good dicing going on immediately behind. So the perception here is completely changed as Lewis Kent looks for second position here. Kent challenging hard, and it's Nat Gollin then still in second. Look in the distance. Look, the other car's gone. David Nye's gone from this. Is up into second position now. Goes Lewis Kent with Nat Gollin working hard. Then we've got Josh Watkins in the mix down behind Nick Sanderson. Richard Ashmole, we've got a red flag for an incident on track, and that's going to be red and checker, and the result will go back to the preceding lap preceding the incident. So Josh Gollin, no mistaking him taking the win. Nat Gollin will be second, Nathan Edwards third from Lewis Kent, Nick Sanderson, Josh Watkins, Richard Ashmole, Cameron Pugh, Elliot Wilson and Jamie Going. Dan Rose wins Class D. Mark Court wins Class A, Derek Robinson wins Class B. Championship, Class C is won by David Nye, Class B by Derek Robinson, Class D by Jamie White. He takes the outright championship, Tim Bennett having wrapped it up, of course, before we came to Donington Park. Congratulations to all our championship winners.
David Nye, 2017 BRSCC Fiesta champion. That's got a really nice sound to it.
ST champion, yeah, that's good. We've done the Z-Tech, done the SI and now the ST, so yeah, pleased with that.
It's been great watching you race all season. You've had a lot of momentum, some really good successes, and that's got to flow through to next year.
Yeah, it's interesting watching the talent come through, and there's a lot of talent coming through in the Fiesta, especially the youngsters, Lewis Kent, Danny Harrison, people like that, really showing talent, so yeah, good luck to them.
Well, it's been great watching you again this season. We look forward to seeing you out there next year.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, a clean sweep for Daniels Motorsport in the BRSCC Fiesta Championship. Thank you very much for watching. We hope to see you next season.